Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank, you are listening, caring partner.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Our guest is Charles Moshene of Cladlight, who believes he's an innovator. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
You say you're an innovator. Why?
Because I innovate. I come up with things to solve challenges in the society.
Charles, one of the innovations that you have created is a Cladlight. Please tell us about that.
The Cladlight is a motorcycle safety vest for increasing the visibility of the motorcyclist on the roads. So the vest has bright indicator lights at the back that are controlled wirelessly from the motorcycle's indication system.
Why do you call it a Cladlight? What does that mean?
Cladlight, clad is slang for clothes, and then light for the lights that we put on clothes.
And what inspired the idea of Cladlight?
One day I was watching the evening news, and I saw there's an increase in the number of motorcycle accidents. And from one of my projects that I was doing at home, just putting lights on clothes, I thought I could just turn that from my individual use to increasing the visibility of the motorcyclist. And that's how now the Cladlight was born.
Charles, how does this work?
So the lights on the jacket are controlled wirelessly from the motorcycle's indication system. On the motorcycle, there's a sensor that we install. So this takes about 5 minutes to install by a local mechanic, and it costs you about 50 shillings to do so. So when the rider indicates on his bike, for example, to make a right turn, then it shows on the jacket. And for example, if he does a left turn, and if he presses his brakes on the bike, so whether on the handlebar or on the foot brakes, then it shows. So that's the functionality of the jacket. So there's nothing new the rider learns. It's just how he's used to riding his motorcycle.
Charles, this is clearly an amazing innovation that you've taken it further. Because before that, they would just wear this, with the reflectors. But you have taken it further with this, the Cladlight innovation.
Yes.
Tell us, is this an original idea?
Yes, it is an original idea. I started it as a home project and turned it into a commercial product that would help the society. But there are other people already doing this. For example, in the United States, they try to put lights on a motorcycle jacket just to increase the visibility of the cyclist.
Okay, so it's something that you had seen before, and you decided this would work for our country.
So no, I actually found out about these guys when I had already built. Yes. So when you get training for business, you're required to learn who exactly is in your space.
Yes.
And so through my research, that's when I found such people. So the one of the two was just having a crowdfunding campaign, trying to raise funds for him to make this jacket. So he had just a jacket at home. So the other one is an already existing company for motorcycle clothes. So they now put lights on the jacket there. And so these are just, they are not known. Nobody knows there is such an innovation existing. And so this, we consider it the first in Africa.
What does it take to create one of these?
In terms of cost?
In terms of cost, yeah.
So cost, it takes about 3,000 to 4,000 to make one of these Kenyan shillings.
And where do you manufacture these?
We are manufacturing them outside the country, in the Netherlands. And that's because we found an amazing company, engineering company there, that helped us to actually come up with this circuit. It's waterproof. Even if it's raining, even in the harsh weather condition, you can still use this jacket.
Who is your specific target? I know you talked about the motorcyclist. Who else are you targeting for this?
We've already targeted, for example, the Buddha industry, which is by far the largest in terms of numbers. But we also in talks with super bikers. So these people have very expensive bikes, and they'd like to have such safety on their motorcycles. So we've also pivoted to skaters and cyclists on the roads who still require this visibility when they are either skating or riding on the roads.
And how do you market Cladlight?
We basically mostly do social media, so on Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus. We use all that to market it. But now the rest is done via media. We have coverages of these jackets done by media, and that's how people get to know it.
Charles, besides the border industry that you're targeting, who else are you targeting to buy Cladlight?
So we are targeting courier companies that have a fleet of motorcycles and companies who deal with fast consumer moving goods. We also are looking for insurance companies who offer insurance packages to motorcycle people. We're also looking for motorcycle assembly plants, and those people have established such plants here in the country, such that they bundle the jacket with the motorcycle they sell out.
What was the process of putting it together? I mean, we can just break it down for me.
I started by just buying electronic components, so from various companies, and soldering them by hand. So it took a long time, and then the components that I bought were not specific for this kind of task here. And along the way, we learned that some of these components, we can't use them for industrial scale production of these jackets.
Okay, why?
Because of intellectual property rights of the components that we have there. So we have to redesign again the circuit, and this is now what we have, which is a proprietary circuit design.
And it's taken you a long time to get to this.
It's a long time.
Why did it take this long?
First of all, I would say, like I said, when you are hand soldering these electronics, it takes quite a lot of time. So for me, just to make 12 of the jackets could take about 1.5 months. And these 12 are just for prototyping, for people to use them. Because the aim was to have the jacket usable at any time. So right now, there's 2 weeks ago, I visited one of the motorcyclists using it, and then he trained. So when he came, I was so happy since he was using it, and this time it's working.
It must not be easy to come up with an innovation like this. I mean, of course, there must be a lot of money that you have put in this. And we'd like to talk about that when we come back from our break.
All right.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Don't go away. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Our guest is Charles Moshene of Cladlight, an innovator, truly an innovator. Charles, for any innovation, there's time and money spent. How much time and money have you spent to be where you are today?
So Cladlight has taken us 1 year, 7 months up to now to just prototype on the circuit and come up with the final product that is on the market. So along the way, we've had to raise money from friends, families, and the company is co-founded by me and my brother, who had now to leave the company and support it financially by working outside. So over the course of time, we've had to do what we call crowdfunding. So I put up a crowdfunding platform called 1%, where we raised some money, which helped us to develop the circuit so far. So without getting to the specifics of the amount, it's it's in the millions, I'll say.
Millions to come up with.
To just have it now to the end user.
Did you want to give up at any one time? I mean, this is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And a lot of time.
In the life of an entrepreneur, there are times when you wake up and you just feel you don't want to work on it. I mean, you're giving up. But then
taking too much
it's taking too much time.
Money.
You're waiting for it to mature, for it to start giving back, the investment that you've made, but it's taking quite some time. So now, other times, you wake up and you feel, this is my thing. Yeah, I want to do this. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not giving back now, so let us have impact, and then the money thing, we'll think about it later.
And what has been the response like from the border industry?
They've been, for them, they love flashy things. Sometime we were doing a pilot test, and one of the motorcyclists said that he had increased number of customers using him. So they usually come at home at 10 p.m. So now, at that time when you're having the jacket and it's lit, I mean, everybody wants to ride with you because they feel safer when they are seen on the road.
Charles, for clarification, how many gadgets do I need for these jackets? Do I need one for my customer and one for me, or just...
So you just need one gadget, and it can work with any number of jackets. So the sensor is only installed once on the motorcycle. That's one-time installation. And now you can have as many jackets as you want. So for example, if you want just 3 for one to leave it at home and use 2 and then pick it tomorrow, then you can have just as many number of jackets controlled by one sensor as possible.
Charles, you mentioned that once you install the gadget that you're talking about, the sensors, it works for a specific bike.
Yes.
Am I able then to share this with my friend who has maybe forgotten theirs and would require, and I'm not using the extra one?
Okay. Yes, you can. So the sensors are standard, with the jackets are standard. So there is technicality to come up with that the transmission from the bike to the jacket is encrypted, so it doesn't interfere with other bikes. Now, if you want to lend your jacket to somebody else with a motorcycle, you can, but then they have to undergo a process of pairing the jacket with their motorcycle. So that means that since there is no interference from your jacket, then it means the jacket was specific for you. So the code that it has is specific to you.
For my bike.
It's for your bike. Yes. So then if it's supposed to be used with another bike, they have to rewrite the code. So it's not something that you pair. So it's a process we've come up with. It's just pressing the brakes twice and using some indicator lights.
Oh, it's not such a big thing.
It's not a big thing. So it's just something you do, the combination of those that pairs now your jacket with the new bike. And then now if they return to you, you have to do the same for it to work with your bike.
Charles, earlier on you mentioned that one of your biggest challenges is lack of electronic parts. What other challenges have you encountered in the creation of Cladlight?
The first one was, I think the earliest one was capital. But then now we found a partner, the NILAB. So the NILAB believed in the idea in the early stages and actually offered us incubation in their space. And from there, we also received funding on it. So it helped us to actually make the first prototypes in the market. So over the time now, we've have other people now just put money into the company. And other challenges that have been there is getting the relevant authorities, for example, to endorse the product. So we want to push this to the county governments, to the motorcycle assembly plants, to insurance companies.
Just what lessons have you learned that you would want to share with, especially young people, when it comes to innovation?
Okay, one is do research. Okay, research is just so key when you're starting up a company. So you need to understand your customers, you need to understand the solution that you're trying to provide to them. You need to speak to them before you even provide a solution to see if they can use it. So other lessons I've learned is to be persistent. You need to be persistent in what you're doing. Other times, like I said, you wake up and you're feeling you don't want to work on it. But if you have that focus, laser-like focus on what you're doing, you'll succeed at the end.
Where do you see this in the next year or so?
We see this as a product used in other countries. This is not just a Kenyan product. We are exporting this innovation to other countries. For example, to Uganda. They have numerous motorcycles. We have other countries like Nigeria, South Africa, India, Philippines, who have motorcycles, and this product is used on any motorcycle. So it's not restricted to Kenya. Now, in the next 1 year, we see it exported and being used in the neighboring countries in the East African region.
Charles, how do you protect your idea? Because, you know, somebody watching may think this is an excellent idea and I'd like to do it myself. How do you protect this idea?
So we filed a patent with the Kenya Industrial Property Institute on the design of these electronics parts. And the patent is out. So that means that we have all the right to be the only ones making this here. So no copycats. We'll sue them.
Okay. Charles, your innovation clearly reminds me of a quote by Jamie Nota that says that innovation is change that creates value. And that is what you are doing. Yeah. Creating value not only for Kenya, but you say the rest of Africa. And I know this will go very, very far. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being on our show.
Thank you.